Hello, hello. Welcome to a special edition of Handelabra Live. It is the Spirit Island Nature Incarnate launch and phase plan announcement. Woo! I'm John, aka Migrant P, lead developer at Handelabra Games. Handelabra Games believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible. Anyone working against those goals is not welcome and will not be tolerated, so be excellent to one another. Say hello in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. Logic Dolphin has a question. Kalen is here. Welcome, Kalen. Kokemote. Will the Nature Incarnate Faith Plan fit sleeved cards? It will not. We do not support sleeved cards, but we do on Aeon's End, so watch out for Aeon's End sleeves. Hello, Grace Epaz. Welcome. So if you've been following along with what's going on with Spirit Island lately, last week we had, was last week, week before? Around, very recently we had a contest where you could guess. We gave the names of the phases and how many things are in the phases, and you could enter a contest to win a copy of the game and Nature Incarnate, and if you got them right. So we're going to go through the results of that contest, and then we're going to reveal the actual phases and everything. And so let's get right to it. I'm happy to take questions during the presentation. I think I don't need to wait till the end or anything, so we can just roll with it. So here's the results of the contest. We had 8 winners, of course, with 8 phases. The names are here. There are 3 people who did not answer our emails. So if you want your prize, Michelle, BPV, and Jiashwo, that's some information I garnered from their email addresses. Check your email address. That's obviously not their email address, but it's something. If you are listening to this and that name rings a bell, check your email, check your junk folder. We'll send it again if you missed it, but yeah. So as you can see, some of the phases were guessed a lot more correctly than others. So Deeps of Earth and Sea had 42 correct guesses, followed up by Smothered and Surrounded with 25. On the other hand, nobody at all correctly got Relentless Focus, which is kind of interesting because one of the spirit in that phase is very obvious, but the rest of it was not. And a few had only 1 correct guess. So congratulations to the winners, and hopefully these people get their prizes as well. And yeah, it was an interesting contest, and I'm happy that 608 people entered. A few stats about the contest. So there were 31. You could get, if you guessed perfectly, you would get 31 points, right? So the average score was 12.68, median of 13, and the best response had 24 correct, which is very good. We were able to see like which spirit and so on was guessed most correctly. So Relentless Gaze of the Sun was the most obvious, and you can imagine it's part of Relentless Focus. Almost 81% of people got that right. More than 87% guessed that Deeps is part of Deeps of Earth and Sea. So there you go. But some spirits and aspects are very difficult to guess. Breath of Darkness Down Your Spine was only 29% people got that right, and only 10% of people guessed Mentor correctly. So there were some tricky ones. We're going to show exactly what the right answers were. A bit more of interesting curiosities in the contest, though. So only 12% of people got at least 1 phase right. So if you didn't get anything right, don't feel bad. You are in the majority. It's a very difficult quiz, I guess. 2 people got 3 phases exactly, and 3 people got 2 phases exactly. So nobody got everything, but 3 was pretty impressive. And 2 people did that. Only 27% of people, though. So if you actually assigned the right number of items in each phase, you probably had a much better chance of getting things right. But only 27% of people did that. So Congratulations if you can read the instructions. And nobody, if you were trying to get 0 things right, unfortunately, no one won that. I think if someone had done that, I would have given them a prize. Just as like uh, the best of the worst. But 5 people did get 1 right. So this is a weird kerning. Look at this. 5. What's going on with this? Does this not have a dot over the I? It does. Look at this kerning going on with this font. That's so messed up. Weird. Okay, so that's it for the contest. We will move on to more information about Nature Incarnate. If you have any questions about the contest, feel free to chime in and maybe I can answer some more. But let's actually I have some bonus information about the contest at the end. So let's talk about Nature Incarnate. So very similar to Jagged Earth. If you were around for you built a quick built a spreadsheet to make sure you get the right number per phase. Yeah, I mean the UX of Google Forms or anything else we tried for doing that was not awesome. So I understand that like it was a little tricky to make sure you got the right number in each one, but yeah. So similar to Jagged Earth, this is the plan. It's coming in this fall. So fall just started yesterday. Welcome to fall. Fall goes from yesterday until December 21st. So within this window, it will be out, the initial launch. Pricing to be announced. It will be simultaneously launched on Steam, iOS, and Google Play, like we always do. It will be a single expansion permanent purchase, like always. Or if you subscribe on mobile, it will be included automatically. And just like Jagged Earth, it will have an initial launch that will have partial content, and then more phases as they're ready. You know, the phases in Jagged Earth were between 1 and 2 months between them. It's probably going to be something similar like that, but don't hold me to that. It's when they're ready, right? It's not according to a predetermined schedule. We're not trying to hit a target date or anything like that. You won't have to buy anything else for the remaining Nature Incarnate content. This line does not mean that you never have to buy anything again. It's not including everything in future expansions that haven't been announced. I don't know why people thought that meant that for Jagged Earth, but some people did apparently. If you want to play Nature Incarnate, you do have to buy the core game or Horizons. You can't play without that. But neither Branch and Claw nor Jagged Earth are required. So unlike the tabletop, in the tabletop it does supposedly require Jagged Earth because of physical components and things like that. But on digital, that's not a big deal, right? Like an event adds Badlands, we can just have Badlands. So that's fine. If you want to play the events from Nature Incarnate, you do require Branch and Claw and Jagged Earth because there's only 9. It's not enough of an event deck to play with just Nature Incarnate. And the aspects require the original spirit, similar to Jagged Earth or Promo Pack 2. Yeah, so some people excited in the chat. Logic Dolphin, you never need to buy anything anymore, Logic Dolphin. We give it all to you. Our beta testers get the game. That's part of the deal. And our streamers, of course. All right, so without further ado, here are the phases, which are also the correct answers for the contest. But also, Jason asks, have they announced more expansions? Nothing official has been announced, but there have been discussions of future expansions, ideas, and stuff like that. But nothing exists on the tabletop yet. So, but hopefully there will be more in the future. So, drum roll. I don't have a drum. That work? Maybe. For the first phase, Aggression Unleashed. This will be coming in fall 2025. As you may have guessed, through the stream title, Ember-Eyed Behemoth is the spirit of Aggression Unleashed, which has an Incarna. And 2 aspects, Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves, Unconstrained, and Thunder Speaker Tactician. These will have artwork by Nolan Nasser, as will all the aspects, but you're not going to see those until it comes out. And this also includes all the other cards of Nature Incarnate. So Blight cards, Event cards, Fear cards, and Major Power cards. As you can see here, it comes with all of those, and the support for Incarna and how that works and everything like that. Aelin got locked into HME being in the first phase. No, it is not. Generally, each phase has a spirit, 2 or 3 aspects, and if there's only 2 aspects, then it has something else. So that's the pattern that we had. We didn't give that pattern away in the contest because we wanted to see what people would answer, but if you thought of that idea, that's what we did. So the next phase, may or may not be the next phase. So the next phases may or may not come out in this order. This is the order that I'm presenting them. Their dates are TBD, their order is TBD, but this one is certainly first. Inescapable Menace. The spirit is Wandering Voice Keen's Delirium with an Incarna. And we have Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares, Violence, Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds, Spreading Hostility, and everyone's favorite Shadows Flicker Like Flame, Darkfire, coming up in Inescapable Menace. This is where Violence is, if you were wondering. Next, we have Deeps of Earth and Sea. This was fairly easy to predict for many people. Dances Up Earthquakes, kind of part of the title. Serpent Slumbering Beneath the Island, Locus, also with an Incarna. Ocean's Hungry Grasp, Deeps aspect, and the Habsburg Mining Expedition, who are mining the deeps of the Earth. Yeah, so this one is all about Earth and Sea and going deep. I think a lot of them, a lot of the things for the contest you can imagine would go in different places, but once you see them, it also makes sense. So it's one of those things. A lot of things can go in different places. Next up, we have Smothered and Surrounded. The spirit is Breath of Darkness down your spine. And we have 3 aspects: Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves Encircle, Shroud of Silent Mist Stranded, and a Spread of Rampant Green Tangles, smothering and surrounding you. Yeah, the Incarna are separated by phases as well. Each phase only has 1 Incarna at most. Off by 1. You swap the spirits in these 2 phases. Pretty close, pretty close. Relentless Focus. Wow, the background went wild in that transition. So, Relentless Gaze of the Sun, clearly in Relentless Focus. We also have Shifting Memory of Ages, Intensify aspect, Thunderspeaker Warrior, and the scenario, Surges of Colonization, where the invaders have their own relentless focus on colonizing your island. Shout out to Thomas of Spirited Discussion, who I'm sure is anxiously awaiting this phase for some reason. And next up, we have Brought Together, a phase all about hanging out around the campfire with Hearth Vigil, getting together with Lure of the Deep Wilderness in its cozy lair, nourishing things with Vital Strength of the Earth, and in case you weren't, convinced, Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares will entice you to come and hang out with all of these lovely spirits and aspects. And next up, Transformations. This is all about spirits that change. I mean, all spirits change. Some change more than others, though. So Wounded Waters Bleeding is a spirit that can totally go between 2 different sides of its nature without even an aspect. It's just how it works. Heart of the Wildfire, Transforming aspect. Lightning Swift Strike, Sparking aspect. And the scenario, Destiny Unfolds in the Transformations phase. And last but not least, we have Sanctuaries. So we have the spirit Towering Roots of the Jungle, notably with vitality tokens and things like that, and then Incarna. River Surges in Sunlight, Haven Aspect, Shifting Memory of Ages, Mentor, and a Spread of Rampant Green, Regrowth. So those are all the phases. I probably should have a slide that has them all in one picture, but we'll be posting all of this on our website on a blog post this afternoon. So stay tuned for that, where you can see it all together. Jason asks, any comment on which new spirit has been the most difficult to implement? I guess it's Ember-Eyed Behemoth, because that's the spirit that we have implemented. Sorry if that's not helpful. A lot of them are going to be more complicated than that. Ember-Eyed Behemoth is not too complicated, but it does have an Incarna, which has been, we've had to build the whole Incarna system. You were so sure Roots and Nourishing Earth would be on the same phase. Well, turns out they're not. All right, so I have a bonus slide, which is, what if we saw all the answers of the contest and said, okay, we're going to make the phases like that. The most popular answers for each phase. So in green is correct answers, and then white are other things. And it's interesting to see that Aggression Unleashed was a very popular answer for everything. There would be 6 things in Aggression Unleashed. There would be 5 things in Brought Together and Sanctuaries, and Inescapable Menace would only have 2 spirits. But there would be phases without spirits, like Smothered and Surrounded would just be aspects. Yeah, some interesting sort of alternate potential realities of how these phases could work. I'm sure you can justify any sort of spirit in any place, which is part of the nature of the game. I wonder if we did have anyone answer exactly what this page says. Probably not, but it's possible. Yeah, most people did pretty good. Like, I think getting a dozen right out of all the giant grid is pretty solid. So most people did that. All right, so that is it for the announcement portion of the stream. Nature Incarnate for Spirit Island Digital is coming fall 2025, and we're in fall 2025, so it could come at any moment, so watch out. Okay, let's turn off this presentation and go to some game. All right, feel free to ask any questions as well as we're playing and stuff, but I'm going to show off Ember-Eyed Behemoth. So just going to play a solo game at first. Maybe we'll play a 2-player game after. Throw in Prussia 3. So Ember-Eyed Behemoth, let's talk about it. Kalen got 19 right, but 0 phases totally right. Yeah, we can actually send like an email with like your points, but I don't know that, but we want to send that out to everyone because it's kind of weird. It doesn't really make sense. But you can always mark your own test because you got an email with your answers, right? Okay, so yeah, Ember-Eyed Behemoth has an Incarna, this special icon here. It counts as a presence, and it can get empowered by this growth option. So your growth options are, let's start with the setup. Logic Dolphin got 0 right on account of not spinning. Yes, Logic Dolphin, you win the 0-point game. So Ember-Eyed Behemoth is also known as Stompy Turtle, and it's a giant hill that seems to be a hill, but actually it's not. It's a spirit. Immense and Incarnate. You start with 2 presents and your Incarnate in the highest numbered wetland that is adjacent to any jungle. It's very good at offense, as you can see. It grows with 4 different growth options, though the last one is only 1 per game. Your typical reclaim, gain power card. We have a double presence add. We have a gain power card, add a presence, gain energy. You have to discard a power card that has fire. So you are down a card. You're not down a card. You're equal number of cards, maybe potentially one less with a major power. But you win a game, you reclaim all cards with fire, and all of your starting cards have fire. You empower your Incarnate and move your Incarnate. So that's pretty nice. Once a game. Your special rules, you have an Incarnate. Once per turn during the Spirit, Fast, or Slow phase, you can either push your Incarnate or add or move Incarnate to any of your sacred sites. So if your Incarnate leaves the game, you can get it back this way. And if you don't use innate powers on your turn, you can use this special rule an additional time. Your innate power is all about stomping, smashing, flattening. Totally, 3, 4, 6 damage. 2 damage to Dahan if you go all the way to the top. And you can repeat it if you have an empowered Incarnate. Your starting cards are Blazing Intimidation, which is generating fear and pushing. It's pretty strong push, right? 2 explorers or towns. So it costs 2 energy. You get a card to add some wilds. Oh yeah, Volcano. That's Volcano there. Looks cool. Surging Lahar is slow damage and adding Badlands. And Terrifying Rampage is a bit of defend, but also a bit like the what's the one? It's not, is it Devouring Teeth? Another spirit has a card that basically pushes Dahan away, stops a Ravage, and pushes Dahan away, so you don't actually get to counterattack. So a bit of a pause button type of card. Alright, so let's just play this and see how it goes. We do have other stuff that we're going to preview in coming weeks, such as Unconstrained Sharp Fangs and Tactician Thunderspeaker, but for today, it's going to be Embride Behemoth and maybe some cards. Maybe some fear cards, blight cards, power cards. Let's see. Let's see what comes up. So you can see the Incarnate here. You can also see it in the Spirit Foresight. And it's got a little presence symbol on it that indicates that it counts as presence. I just noticed that a little icon that we made looks kind of like a chicken. That's interesting. Maybe we can make it look like a turtle somehow. Jason says, each phase has something I'm looking forward to. Awesome. Yeah, hopefully that's the case for everybody. So a lot of variety in each phase, right? So hopefully people will enjoy it. So here we have chicken presents. So they explored into the jungles. They are Prussia, so they are going to be jumping into stage 3 soon. We're short on time here. But we can try to, prevent builds and stuff. The Incarnate stands upright. Yeah, because in digital we can do that, and it looks cooler. On the tabletop, you kind of have to put it face down. You have to lay it flat because it has 2 sides, and the side is important. But in digital, it looks cooler to stand up, and we can just have it face the way that's active all the time. So that's why we do it that way. And there's another reason, which you'll see later on in the game. So I'm certainly not an expert at Embride Behemoth. Haven't played super many times, but I'm going to work my way through it. So I like to take this growth option first. It's nice to get cards, right? Let's take a minor power first. I like to have fire, earth, and plant, but kind of especially plant, because I find often we don't have the plant for the second threshold. I mean, especially fire, obviously, but earth, more of our cards have earth already than they do plant. So fire plant is pretty good. So we could look at Inflame the Fires or Lure the Unknown. I do love Lure the Unknown. It is an excellent card. Insert 6-turn plan here. Will there be an option to not follow Logic Dolphin's 6-turn plan? No, you must follow Logic Dolphin's 6-turn plan. I'm not sure what you're saying, asking MNR14 if you want to clarify. So discard a power card with fire. You can actually just discard the card you gained if you want, which sometimes if it's a expensive major, you want to do that or whatever. So we definitely can. We could actually stop both builds here, which is kind of rude, but I kind of like it. So I'm gonna do that. And I have to place a presence. Let's go here so we have access to all the coast. And I'm going to discard, I'm going to play these two. Stop the builds. So let's discard, I'm going to be short on energy next turn. Actually, we're not going to need this next turn because there's not going to be a Ravage. So we're not getting our innate power. And this is going to push to a land without Incarnate, but I'm planning to push them in here anyways. So I think that's just fine. An option to lay the Incarnate flat. Not planning on that, no. I don't know why that would be a thing. Any chance we get the spirit art to line up with the Incarnate icon exactly? I'm not sure what you mean by that. The spirit art. Okay, so we're going to do this, and we're going to lure you into here. We're going to blazing intimidate you into here. Take that, Prussia. You don't get to do anything. And we can move our Incarnate, but it's probably fine where it is. Let's see where we go in the slow phase. Mountains. So I'll probably want to move my Incarnate here. I think so. That's what I'm thinking. So that we can stomp there. They're building 2 cities. It's kind of awkward. I could move the Incarnate here. But we have Dahan there. Maybe we can get a defend card. So that's good. I can use it again now. So you can see here it shows I've been used once, has been used once this turn. I could use it again. But maybe, well, why don't we use it twice just to demonstrate that we can use it twice. Go here. And then go there. Take the long way. Okay. So I'm thinking either taking that again or doing this. Searching Lahar, we can do this and then do our innate. And if we can get a fire on our track, then we kill everything. I'm pretty sure. So let's do that. And maybe we'll hope to get a defend 6 or something. We can actually use our Terrifying Rampage the following turn, so they don't participate in Ravage. Most likely, unless an extra Explorer goes there, so we'll see. This is jungle or land with your presence. There's a bug where I can't add it here with the Incarnate, but we are aware of that bug and we'll fix it. Let's hop into a jungle, though. Just to do something different. And I want to have a Sacred Site here, in the case that I need Sacred Site for that. Alright, I want my Incarnate here anyways, because I'm going to smash, stomp, and flatten the stuff that they build. Alright, nothing in the fast phase. Each land with 2 or more towns. There are no 2 or more towns. One fear per board, 2 damage. There's just a fear from that. That's nice. And the Ravage is not doing anything anyways. Easy peasy. They do build some cities, and they do a... Yeah, so they're... My Ravage skip isn't going to do enough there, so hopefully we can find a defend. That would be nice. Alright, so we can do this, Surging Lahar. So because my Incarnate can count as presence, I can add Badlands there. and I get a prompt here, similar to like many mines or whatever, where I can say, should it count as presence? Because you don't have to. Maybe you don't want to because it's blight getting added and you don't want to, right? So let's damage the city here. And then let's smash, stomp, and flatten. How about we do... Oh, we do 3 damage? Okay. How do we want to do it? Definitely the city and the town, right? There we go. Stomp, stomp. Stomp. Sorry, I covered the stomp with the tooltip. You want to see that again? We don't have a special sound effect yet, but the animation's looking pretty cool, I think. And then Explorer choice is automatic, so it just jumps over. So that's one of the reasons why the Incarnate is standing up. All right, so Exaltation of Grasping Roots lets me add wilds in one of my lands. There's no place where like this is a obvious like empty land. We can throw it in here, and maybe we can deal with that in the Ravage, and maybe we'll start here with the Blighted Land. So since we're playing solo, we get to add 2 wilds, which is nice. And let's see. I think I just leave my Incarnate there. Or do I want to bring it somewhere else? I'm going to be reclaiming and gaining a... I could do this. Reclaim all cards with fire. Because all my cards have fire. So it's a pretty good turn to do that. I was thinking of gaining a card that has... trying to get a card that has defend on it. But what if I didn't do that? So I could basically save the Dahan with Terrifying Rampage. And I could use Blazing Intimidation. So I could actually stop the build. Not stop the build, I could stop the blight. It's just a blight, though. Embride Behemoth. Yeah, I could stop a different build. A couple different builds. Well, I can only play 2 cards. Yeah, I think I just leave my Incarnate here, kill the stuff that shows up, and by empowering it, I can attack somewhere else too. So I think we're going to do that. Reclaim cards with fire. Empower Incarnate. We're going to have a nicer animation for that, but this does that right now. I'm going to leave it here. I can move it anywhere, like in range 1, but I'm just going to keep it there. And we want to save these to Han. And maybe like we get a fear card, right? So we might actually stop the blight. That's possible. And we probably use Lure the Unknown. That's the cheapest way to stop a build here. So stop this coastal one. Come here. Here we'll just kill this guy. And then we'll jump over and kill that guy. So this is an effect, right? Because you don't choose the invaders until the Ravage happens. Don't want to put them with disease. They might get sick. Put them here. And yeah, let's finish using powers. Sacred sites under threat. That's actually pretty good. So, interesting. This should count as a sacred site. It doesn't have to, but it can. I'm just gonna make, since this is an early preview, I mean, this may or may not work, but it should, I don't know if it should assume that that counts or not like that. Something to think about. Let's hit guard yourself and see what happens first. So 6 for all, 9 for all, including that, right? Which I do probably want. Oh, I mean, I'm just going to kill the guy anyways. But it does, right now, they don't get to explore that land. In case wetlands comes up. What if I just discard all my cards? That's 6. Oh yeah, it didn't let me. It's not working. Okay. Sacred sites under threat. I should be able to pay to deal damage there. So maybe I want to make different choices here. So let's maybe go back. Since we have a small bugaloo. That's interesting. You could actually choose to destroy presence here and then say, can you say it's not presence then? After you decided it had sacred site, it was a sacred. I think you would have to destroy it, but you can easily get it back with your rule. So that's not a problem. So the question is, do I want to discard those cards or like forget or pay or whatever? We never rest. Yeah, there's so many weird interactions too. Tons of places presence is hard-coded. Yeah, Binalbi is one of our developers, and there's a lot of things that dealing with Incarna is unearthing. So, because, you know, Nature Incarnate didn't exist for a long time. And so the game didn't know that this kind of thing could happen until now. I'm probably going to discard and just reclaim and gain a card, right? I have good presence coverage, so actually it doesn't really matter that I overpay slightly here. And I don't think I'm getting my Incarna over there to kill the city, so. We got a fear. 3 minor power, OMG. Oh, look at this. Fire, earth, plant. Badlands. Woman, man, camera, TV. Each player adds 1 strife in the line with Blight. Oh, we killed the guy. That's a fear card from Nature Incarnate. Struggles over farmland. You don't participate, and you don't participate, but doesn't matter, you Blight anyway. And they explore the sands. They want to add a town. Not in the jungle or mountain. I guess in the blighted land here. It's easier for me. Well, it has a wilds, so I kind of don't want to put something there. Let's throw it in here. That's the escalation. I noticed I'm covering up Prussia, but Prussia doesn't have any information that's important, so. But I can move myself up a little bit. Maybe I'll go over here because I'm going to play a two-spirit game. Next. Now I'm over here. Okay. Let's solve this. Stomp, stomp. And as it says, I may take other actions before repeating, including the Behemoth Rises. So, this is a little concerning. There's a cascade. And I can't really do anything about it. So I'm just gonna ignore it. And take care of this ravage. And stomp those guys. Jump, jump. And we're just going to pretend like that cascade isn't happening. I mean, we're going to reclaim and gain a card. I have 4 energy. We don't have a solution for that. I guess if we use all of these cards, we can potentially do that. Saying Incarnate felt weird at first, but especially with Stomp. Yeah, it's because of the stomping. That's the most important thing. And it just makes it more, like, more notable and cool. It's like the tallest thing on the island. That's taller than cities. We actually had to, and we have the angle on it because otherwise it blocks things behind it because it's really big. It looks a lot cooler this way, though. Okay, so do I want a minor or a major? I think we have only 4 energy. There's a lot of major powers, including some new ones. I guess in the worst case, I can just be like, nope, we use these 2 cards to deal with that land and avoid the cascade. Or we just let it cascade. That's also probably fine. Major power. Oh, look, it's all Nature Incarnate powers. Weird. So, we have blocking red talents. Add beasts. Move up to 2 beasts within 3 range 3 to target land. For each beast present, choose a different invader. 1 damage to each of the invaders. Push 1 per beast. That could help us with this land. We could move, kill 2 explorers and move 2 towns away, and then use this to stop the city from ravaging. What other game can you see a Christmas tree stomp a town into nothing? I'm happy to get a pint, Logic Dolphin. We have inspired the release of stolen lands. Gather up to 3 Dahan, remove up to 3 health of invaders worth invaders per Dahan. Pretty cool power. Ravaged undergrowth slithers back to life. This replaces blight with wilds. And rumbling earthquakes does a heck ton of damage, ignores health bonuses, 6 damage to buildings, 6 damage in adjacent lands to buildings. Threshold, 6 damage to buildings. 18 damage for 6 if you threshold it. It's pretty awesome. This power would be really good element-wise, but I can't afford it, and this actually does help me solve that land. Plus make it less, like, totally, it does push the problem over to this land, but let's take it. And let's forget a card. I want all my cards. I guess Lure the Unknown's getting less useful now, so. So doing this means we can solve that land. We're still using 2 powers to solve a land, but we're using a major power as well. Just, it's more fun. Alright, we're gathering this beast. Kill the explorers. And you 2 go in here. And we're going to come and stomp this land a whole bunch. That's going to come next. Skip that ravage. Alright. No blight, right? And they're just building a town there. Seems good. On each board, add wilds to a land without invaders. Build in the land with the most. Happy to put a wilds in one of these jungles. And the disease stops them there. Alright. Gather up to 1 explorer into a land with 2 or more invaders. There are no explorers that can be gathered. It's interesting. This should just like show a message. This is Seek Company. This is a fear card from Nature Incarnate. I'm gonna make a note. Seek Company 1 should show a message. In this case, there is nothing to gather. No need to ask. I guess in theory, if Finder's in the game, blah, 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 so maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. I lean towards streamlining if there's no need to ask. Land selection should be optional? Like, oh, because it says May, right? No. Well, yeah, it's gather up to 1. So, yeah, that's true. You could just have a skip button. They explore coastal lands. Okay, so. The question is, can I even do enough to make this worth smashing? I could just go smash this and then it's taken care of. If I try to smash this, I could use this to solve that land. But I guess I do want my Incarnate to be over here because alternatively I could just smash this. I could use this twice and stop this build because they're gonna want to cascade there soon. Maybe that's the play. We just accept this blight and try to... Oh wait, smash it in the slow phase maybe? Let's do that. What if we just didn't have a problem here? Wouldn't that be cool? I wanted to do that that way so that we get to double jump. All right. So I'm thinking of getting to 3-card plays. But we don't have enough energy to play 3 cards, so that's not useful. I think it's Blazing Intimidation for this. And then either one of these. So it doesn't really matter. We're going to do this then. Let's get a minor power. Could take another major. And maybe it solves that land. If I take a minor, I get it, keep a bit more card tempo, I think. So let's take 1 minor. And that would let me actually defend here instead of Blazing Intimidation, which is something. I do like the defend with Blight pushing because that actually stops cascades a lot. And also, I recently noticed playing this spirit that it doesn't have any sun, and if the Missionaries Arrive event comes and you don't have energy and you don't have sun, it keeps coming back over and over and over again. It's very bad. So on this spirit, you kind of have to get a card with sun if you're playing solo, or Missionaries Arrive is going to just keep coming and coming and coming and coming, and it's not a good time. So I'm going to click that. And we can play it this turn. Maybe we use it next turn, I think. So let's add a presence. Can we... How does the math work? If we discard a card here, we have 2 cards left. I think we don't have enough to play 3 cards next turn anyways. Maybe we want energy. And maybe we want to be able to reach the back. And I think we discard the wilds card. We have millions of energy now. So let's do this to try to... I mean, maybe we blow this up, right? So... in doing this, we get level 2 on this, whereas if we used Favor of the Sun, we wouldn't, so... Alright, let's put you guys in the land with lands? Or just all in this wetland. Maybe just go in there. Probably fine. Group together. Okay. Heavy farming, towns do +1 damage. It doesn't matter. Beast Destroy Explorer. No, they don't. Add it to Han. I accept. Supply chains abandoned. On each board, isolate 1 land. Ooh, skip build actions in that land. I'm interested. I want to skip the build here. That's another city, right? So... or no, I think it's a town. Yeah, but still, it's one more thing that we don't need. Actually, and it stops explorers in a couple lands, which is kind of interesting, because all the towns are in the back. But it doesn't actually stop any explorers. Where are these going? Probably not mountains. There's a wilds there, right? So yeah. Maybe here. Oh, there's a coastal ravage, right? So, yes, here. Yay, wilds. Okay, we're going to get a Badlands in here. We're going to move in there. And we're going to smash twice. I don't care about that guy. Stomp. Stomp. Continue stomping. I think I'm going to be short. Hang on. I think I can kill both towns. There's going to be just 2 explorers left. Not bad. Not bad. We can get a Dahan in here fast. That would be nice. The beast might kill that guy. Let's see. So we could go for double presence add. We could go for gain a power card. We're gonna have a lot of energy. We could take a major. We do have a defend, so we're not cascading. You can pile up the blight in 1 land. One thing that if you don't have a power card with fire, you don't have to pay for that, right? Like, it's kind of nice. We might have to discard this. So let's do this and get a major. Wow, it's more cards from the expansion. It's almost as if I planned it that way. So Bargain of Coursing Paths. This is pretty cool. This is similar to Bargains of Power and Protection, where you have to pay a presence from the island or your presence tracks your threshold, and you pay energy each turn. This one lets you basically turn lands into portals where if anything gets added or moved into those lands, they go somewhere else. So that's pretty cool. We have Fragments of Yesteryear. Remove all pieces and add the pieces matching the target land's setup symbols. So this card is the main reason why this feature was added recently, showing you the setup symbols on each land. And you can threshold it to make it better. I don't. Oh, I have 2 sun. That's interesting. I don't. Could actually afford to play that card. Range 0. But I have my Incarnate that can move around. That could be interesting. We could uh, use it there, but we wouldn't. I love if I have. This is really good thresholding it, but I don't have something else that fits it. I have Other Moon, but it's so expensive. Solidifying Echoes. Choose one of target spirit's lands. In that land, in each adjacent land, defend 3. They add 1 destroyed presence to each adjacent land. Skip up to 1 invader action at each added destroyed presence. And this, actually, I can afford, and I have 1 destroyed presence. So this would handle the defend, plus skip the build here. It's kind of nice. Something to think about. And I actually could threshold that. I grab this Earth. Reclaim a power card or regain a unique power card you previously forgot and may play it by paying its cost. This is looking pretty solid. And we also have Unearth a Beast of Wrathful Stone. After the next invader phase, on any turn with no Ravage build actions in target land, 3 fear, 12 damage, add beast, push that beast, 1 fear and 2 damage in its land. And the threshold makes it a permanent thing. That's a pretty cool card. I could play that, but it doesn't really help me right now. And I want to play this. So I'm going to click that. And I have to forget a card with, or discard, I have to discard a card with fire. But what if I just forget this card, and then I don't have to discard anything? I mean, it's the same. If there's a card I would, oh, but I'm going to be able to get a card back, right? I can reclaim a card or regain a unique power I previously forgot and play it. So if I forget a unique power, I can then get it back. I can plan for this? That's wild. Okay, so I can plan to forget one of my cards and then take advantage of that. So we want like Surging Lahar. What are we gonna have? We're gonna have plant, but only and no fire. So we do want to get a fire. Maybe we just do Exaltation. It's free. I'm fine with that. Let's just do that. Keeps it simple. Discard a power card with fire. Add a presence. We want Earth. Let's get in here because things are getting tricksy back there. And we do have the threshold, right? Yeah. All right. So in that land and each adjacent land, defend 3. Oh. Add destroyed presence. This should actually show the destroyed presence icon. Let me just make a quick note of that. Hint text for solidify. Echoes should use destroyed presence icon. E-title. That's easy. That's a new icon as of Nature Incarnate that we will be including. All right, and whichever land I pick, skip up to 1 invader action there, so we can skip the build here. And I want to regain a unique power, and I want to play it for free because it's cost 0. And we can add an extra defend. Mainly this is pushing the blight, right? I feel like there's no point. It doesn't matter which one. But let's push this one. And we got a fear from the threshold. And I can move my Incarna, but I think it's fine. Right now, we're going to stomp. We'll see where things are before we decide where to stomp. Farmers seek the Dahan for aid. We can spurn or we can teach. 2 damage to Dahan in this land, basically. Add Blight till we don't have to add Blight. And they have -1 health. And we're also going to get the disease thing, but there's no there won't be a land with Dahan invaders anymore. So the spurn is a pretty easy spurn here. We lose 1 Dahan. Oh, we do add a Blight there. There is a land with 2. That's fine. Let's flip the Blight card. It might be Nature Incarnate 1. It is not. It's Downward Spiral. That's fine. Unfortunately, I can't get my Incarnate all the way over there. That would be cool. Alright, Daunted by the Dahan. This is from Nature Incarnate. 1 fear per board with both invaders and Dahan. That's something else. Lands with Dahan of defend 3. They do -6 damage to Dahan per land during Ravage. Cool. Mostly didn't do anything. Choose a different land with Dahan in each 1 damage and defend 3. Cool. Fortunately, nothing happens. I'm going to allow this Ravage because I want to skip the build. And they explore Whiteland, so the Whiteland is becoming a problem now. I can put the town here, because I can blow it up with my Incarna. So I don't have to kill these guys. Kind of really easily kill them, though. Tempting to just kill them, or I could get my Incarna further. I have more Destroyed Presence again. I mean, we can easily just push the Blight out of there, and it's not a cascade. It's no big deal. So, yeah. Smashy, smashy. And let's just smash. Smash. Always be smashing. And we can add wilds. Go here. And here again. Blighted lands. Here's actually like really good adding wilds. Adding 2 wilds with 1 card. Quite nice. For free too, right? Like, it's a much better value than I think almost any other wilds card. To stomp or not to stomp? Trick question. Always stomp. Yeah. So I can't actually get in there. They kill my presence, but I can make a Sacred Site next turn, push the Blight out, and at least they don't cascade there. We got tons of stuff. Let's take a Minor Power. This is Moon. I like Moon and Sun together because of this. We don't have a Ravage, really, that matters. That's nice. Poison Dew. Kills 2 Explorers there. Sunset's Fire is nice because we can stop 2 builds, probably, with the state of the board. I'll grab Sunset's Fire. I don't know that we're going to play it, but we have it. Can we reach those beasts? 1, 2, 3? We can Flocking Red Talons the heck out of that place. I think we clear that land with Flocking Red Talons. I don't think there's any way we can threshold this ever in this game, but thresholds just repeat. So it's a good repeat, but that's all it is. And so what else are we doing? Like stopping this in case it's potentially an issue? Maybe. Or just adding Badlands because that's awesome. We could click this and then basically we can see places to do 1 damage very easily. So I think it's a pretty decent card. I think this does, yeah, within range 3. Range 3 is a long way. And we can do this. We don't want them to go in here because they are ravaging there. And like that's good. Finished. Seems good. Can't complain. We have to destroy a presence, but that's okay because we can get it back. I could actually destroy my Incarnate here and add it back, but I want to have destroy presence for this card. So bureaucrats adjust funding. Yeah, they have 3 or fewer towns, so that's gonna happen. We get 2 fear for the beasts. I think we're gonna win in Terror level 3 pretty soon. The end is nigh. Another fear card from Nature Incarnate. Invaders do -1 damage per damage they have taken. On each board in a land matching Ravage card, 1 damage each to up to 2 invaders. It's a lot of text on this fear card. And we just kill this guy. It's up to, so you don't have to damage them if you don't want to for some reason. All right. So they built there because of the event card, if you're wondering. And so I can use this to like small effect. Actually not. They didn't, if they exploded like jungles, that would be great. I'd just kill both the guys, but they didn't do that. Dan's Wetlands actually was kind of weird. Nolan Nasser subscribed to Prime. Welcome, Nolan. How's it going? We'll have to pull up some of your artwork. You didn't do this artwork though, don't? Yep. Pull up some of your artwork in the next game. Let's do Sunset's Fire. Just wondering if I want to stomp that guy. I mean, always be stomping, right? Always be stomping. Stomp. And I can repeat the power, but no one's there. I mean, honestly, paying 1 energy doesn't do much, so let's just skip the town. Alright, we could solidify echoes again, or we could just defend 4. I have 2 destroyed presence now, though. I can just be adding lots of presence. I could get to 3 card plays. Let's get to 3 card plays. That seems good. We have good energy income now. I want to make sacred sites. If I play this card as well, I get the threshold. I mean, this is over defending by a lot, isn't it? Am I playing with my food now? A little bit. Push the blight. Oh, we win. We accidentally won! I mean, we're gonna win by generating a fear, so GG. All right. Let's have a second game with Amber-Eyed Behemoth. And see the result of our game here. If you're wondering, in the 2D map, the Incarnate is going to be like that. It'll be with your presence if you have presence in the land. If you don't, it'll be by itself. Just to save space in busy games. Obviously, this game, the sand set, doesn't have a lot, but you don't know, in the 2D map, everything sort of goes in its own place, unlike the 3D map, so it's a little different. Okay, let's go for another game. Any suggestions for the other spirit to go alongside Amber-Eyed Behemoth? Or we'll pick one of these random ones. And let's go random adversary. We got England. What about Stone? Finder. Of course someone suggests Finder. Fractured Days. Alright, we'll do Finder. Regular boards. Thematic map. I'll take a thematic map. And England 3. All right, let's do it. Game number 2, thematic map with the alternate texture, apparently I was using. And Finder gets to put a presence in land number 1. This land seems to be a bad place. Why don't we put presence there? And they explore wetlands, which is kind of terrifying. We have a hype train activated, it seems. Would you like to join the hype train? It's a thing, I guess. Get hyped for Nature Incarnate. All right. So, wow, England. They are not building, at least in these 2 lands. They will build here if we empty it. Or, actually they won't build here if we empty it. They have a disease here. So it could be worse. I mean, we have bad places down here. We do have Terrifying Rampage, which helps with these lands. I think we can manage, but it's going to be a lot. I think I almost always take this because you need energy right off the bat, and your energy income is kind of slow. So let's grab this and get a minor power and see what we get. We got a big defend card. That's almost always going to be 6 for me. That's pretty good here. I'd love to defend it, right? Versus not defending it. So I'm going to click on that. And we want to have presence in there. So let's get presence in there. What do we want this turn? I think what we can do is Surging Lahar to solve this land, and we have the defend to solve this land. So let's ditch. We might want Terrifying Rampage for this. So let's ditch that for now. Play that. I think next turn we play Carapace Land and either Terrifying Rampage or Blazing Intimidation to solve that land. Okay. And we will have we don't have a Stompy Stomp because we only play 1 card. That's okay. Finder. What is Finder doing? Someone want to play Finder? I often like to get energy as well on the first turn. We can move that guy away via aid from the spirit speakers if we want. And prevent that build. Kind of into that. What if we put presence in here just to have access there? It would be nice to get down here too, because we could use these pushes and stuff to do things, right? We could use Blazing Intimidation to push. We could use push the Dahan. Yeah, why don't we get in actually in this specific land? And here's the decision. Is it card plays or is it energy? But you don't actually get either one. I'm going to go card plays. But you get the element that's not as good. Okay. That's the plan. And you are going to go anywhere that has Dahan in range. Just this land with more guys, because that's fine. And to confirm, they don't build there. They're only building one town. Go England. Yeah, I don't think I care about this. All that disease is nice. And mountains are up next. So many guys there. All right. That takes care of that. And we want to move our Incarnate. I think actually these lands are going to get cleared. I want to get the Incarnate towards these mountains, I think. Because I'm going to be pushed. I think what I want to do is push the Dahan out of here. So, because they're going to get to counterattack in both of these lands and clean them up. So let's get our Incarnate back here where we can do stuff. I could have moved it over here or something, but right now there's nothing going on there. So just stay in our own wheelhouse here. We definitely want to get 2 card plays. Do we want 2 card plays, 2 energy? I'm kind of down with that. Two card plays, 2 energy. So add presence to jungle or land with your presence. Again, this is a bug that I can't edit here, but I'm gonna just get into the jungle here. And I can add it at range 0 here, so I could have done it the other way. Do I want that? Do I rather have a sacred site back here instead? Maybe? Honestly, we'll make it if we need later. Let's do this. And I think I don't want to actually use the portal for these Dahan because I want 1 Dahan here and 2 Dahan here. So I'm kind of happy with just what it's doing already without Finder helping. Sorry, Finder. There's a whole bunch of guys here. This is a good case for the card that I used, because it moves 1 per Dahan, but this does say push up to half, which can be a bunch. We could potentially offer passage. We're still at +0 energy. We could keep taking the 2 energy and playing cards that way. What would I want to do? I want them to not uh, be terrible. This is, I mean, this land is tricky. Just because there's 3 Dahan in it. I don't mind letting the Dahan fight back. I guess I could use this. Circuitous and Wending. Put my presence in there, push them to this land, and use that next turn. You could also gain a power card. That does cost 0. I could play both 0 cost cards. Maybe we do that. We could move guys to another mountain. Okay, let's do that. Let's get a minor power. Maybe we get something else. We got other things. Land of Haunts and Embers. It's exciting. Guardian Serpent is kind of interesting. I like those elements on the top. It's actually 5 explorers there. We could defend here. We move some of the explorers out and make a sacred site there. It's kind of interesting. For next turn. Or we could just be chucking Badlands in there. I like Guardian Serpents. I like to be activating this a lot. So let's do that. So I want +1 card play. Next turn I'll get energy. But we can do... Do I want to move? I could stop this build. Oh no, I can't. Well, no, they're all going to be dead. No, there's gonna be 1. The rest of them are gonna be dead. We could stop this build with Traveler's Boon. But then I wouldn't be stomping in the right place. Yeah, we can just move. We can let them build and use Paths Tide, I think. Alright, seems fine. Carapace land. There. Rampage. 2 Dahan here. 1 Dahan there. We lose a Dahan from that because of the Badlands, but we still kill the town. So, pending the event. And we can get an isolate. We still have phase 1 here, so we can isolate something. Is there a blighted land we can isolate? No. Just like a sand or a jungle with nothing in it. Basically. What's something that's actually not going to build if isolated? This one probably. There's no land that would be a source of invaders to those lands, I think, so I think that's okay. Farmers, seek the Dahan for aid. OMG, right away. That's a lot. But teaching against England is pretty rough. So, problem is that's a cascade here. It's a cascade there. It's killing all the Dahan here. It's a blight here. England says, I heard you like builds. So spurn is kind of tough. But I think we still spurn. Because teaching means they build here. They don't build here. But they build, they build, they build. Yeah. I'm not a fan. All right. I think the Dahan are going to get killed in this land. That's just going to be fine. Because there's Badlands there too. Yikes. This cascades. You can cascade into there. Add disease to a land with both. Or at least it means they don't build there. I could have actually... Hang on. This Dawn's gonna die anyway, right? So let's put disease there. Because... Oh, I actually could put it here. Because I only need 4 damage here now. But this Dahan's dead anyway, right? What if I had done it the other way? I could do damage here. So I'm only going to need 2. And our Blight. And then we still lose that to Han, but he kills everything. And then, yeah, let's add the disease over here. I think that's better. All right. Rather empty at the lands. And you don't participate. The Explorer got picked automatically. Alright, and Wetland's gonna high immigration build. Means that's gonna build, that's gonna build. Because there's a guy there. Interesting. I could stop more builds. I could move these guys. I could if these lands don't have more buildings adjacent because of this, then it helps. It's interesting. All right. Turns out there's only 5 here, so I could just defend that. So maybe we do other things. We could move these 2 here. Actually leave 1 alone. Let's send them all. And kill the towns because they have -1 health. Got a fear card. They did end up going into the sands. But now, actually, they're not going to build here because there's only 1 adjacent. Here there's still 2, but there is disease. So it's less priority for me to move this. But I could stop them building a city, right? That's pretty solid. So what if we make these 2 adjacent? I could send the town back here. But that means they're going to build here. So I don't like that. What if you go here and you go here? And I could move, leave the presence there. So they still build a town here, but they're not trying to build in all these lands now. They build here. So isolate it. They have guardian serpents for this. Don't know about that. I didn't have to put all the explorers there. I could have left one here. That would mean I could Traveler's Boon. We could Blazing Intimidation there, but then they're just going in back to where they were. All right, I'm gonna go back and only move one. Just within range. I don't think I can get him like into here. I can get him here, but I don't want him to go there. So let's leave the one explorer there. If they get +1 damage, it's going to be really annoying. And then we want to connect this and this. You guys go over there. You stay there. Okay, that seems fine. I can move my Incarnate one more time. Or I could move it via Traveler's Boon. I would like to move it in there, but I can't right now. Let's just move it back this way. They're gonna build there, so there'll be something to smash. Okay. Animated Stomp, yeah. So we definitely want to Guardian Serpents and Traveler's Boon. And we could get one more card play, but we don't have any energy. So, I mean, I could get one card play a different way by doing that. I think it's time to get more energy unlocked. So unfortunately using this presence in any land to do this. I mean, I could play more cards. We could be greedy. What if we're greedy? There's not a lot of ravages that are a problem. And we could make this be less terrible. If I played, well, that unlocks a lot of innate powers all at once. If I click this, we get more pushing. This gets too close the ways. If we close the ways here, then they don't build there. They're gonna build here, right? So they won't build here. We could close the ways like here and they won't build, for example. That seems fine. Do we want to reclaim all cards with fire? What if we don't? But should we? We don't get to reclaim Carapace land. I do like stomping twice. Stomping twice is very nice. Means we could stomp that sand as well. Let's do it. Let's go right in there. I could actually stop them building too. Oh, I could stop this ravage with blazing. Sure. And damage. Badlands. Okay. So we wanted travelers or guardian serpents on myself. That's sorted, hopefully. Oh, I can actually stop this from building. Can't I? Oh, it's up to half round down. Okay. So I can't. Turns out I can't. We could group stuff up a little more by putting things here. Take one of you. Don't look evaded to hand to protect the offer passage. I'm not looking to move to Han. I want to move this. I only get to move one invader, right? So I think just that one piece. And hopefully these ravages are fine. This can go in here to this jungle. So now we don't have a ravage, hopefully. They're building 2 towns, but we're going to stomp it. Oh yeah, they are going to want to build here, so let's say no. I really do need to take care of that. It's just a cascade, maybe it's fine, but... and we can stop this from building. I think none of the others build because, well, yeah, this uses it. Now there's 2 towns next to that. Maybe I shouldn't have put that there. Where else would I put it, though? Everywhere else would be bad. Yeah, everywhere else ends up with the same thing. So, oh, I guess I could, if I isolate this land, stops builds, but I'm not close enough to that. I think I isolate that. This one has disease, so fine. I could have pushed an explorer here. If we're going to take the bet, let's take the bet all the way. Oh, this pushes to 1 land. Yeah, okay, can't do that. Sometimes you can't do that. And his lay pad's gonna do something. I guess we could... There are things that say they get plus damage in lands with 3 or more invaders or whatever. So maybe it's better to not have so much stuff there. Just, that's a little bit of a slight safety. I could move my presence too. Do I want a sacred site there or there? Doesn't really matter. Oh, I can push it somewhere else. That matters. That matters more. Okay. And Incarnate can stay. Doesn't say +1 damage. Also says defend 5. Bureaucrats doing anything? And board E. Board E. Board E. What's board E? Board East. One extra build action in... Oh, they're gonna build up here? Gross. Gonna build a city. But we get a fear card. Different line with Dahan and each defend 2. Cool. Thank you. Helps a lot. Let's clear our adjacency in case it helps them build. Oh, it's the extra build. Alright. And the extra build in the sands. Coastal lands. So that sand is becoming more of a threat now. This only has to push 2. If I push the cities, there's only 4 there. What can I do? If I reclaim, I can ignore range, but that doesn't help me. Because, well, would I be able to hit this threshold? I have 3 card plays, but no energy. I would get... I wouldn't get a push. I don't have moon or sun. I've chosen poorly. We do have Terrifying Rampage, so maybe we can do something about that. I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna smash. Actually, I could just... This is 6 damage straight up, so... I think I can... I can just smash twice here. I don't have to put the Badlands there. I can put the Badlands here. And then I can start. The next turn, I'm just wondering if I can help out with Terrifying Rampage over here. I think I can. If I move 2 of these guys out of here. Just push, push. If I did that, and I move my Incarna here, then I can move it there next turn. And it's a sacred site, it counts as presence. I can say 2 invaders don't participate in Ravage. It's not like the most exciting thing, but it's gonna stop a cascade. Or we can Guardian Serpents. Well, if I reclaim, I can't Guardian Serpents. You can't afford to. I think we want to do add presence gain power card. And start getting a little energy. Hopefully we find a 0-cost card, and then we start reclaim. Then we reclaim the following turn. And Offer Passage is going to do nothing. I mean, move Dahan around. Actually, moving Dahan here is good because it kills the stuff. Potentially. Let's see what we get. I think in any case, I want my Incarnate to go here. Also, you could get another card, right? We could get a defend, or we could get something. I think first Finder's going to get a card, and then we'll see what we want to do. Please be free. Give me a free card. Gold's Allure. Looks like it's Gold's Allure. I can only get one energy, so that's the choice. And we probably want to be in there. I could push the town. Or I could get a moon. If I get a moon, I get push up to half. No, I don't even, because I don't have air. I could get plus range. Oh, I didn't get, I need that. I can't click that. I need energy. This lets me get to the +2 energy spot. It's pretty nice. Let's do that. I have +1 range on everything. I have no innate powers. Maybe I get Elemental Boon. That would be cool. That would get me like so much. Get me 3 powers, 3 thresholds. I could take a major. I have to discard a card with fire. Let's... Ooh, and major. We have 6 energy, 5 energy because I have to spend 1. We could get 1 more. All right. And yes, they are Nature Incarnate powers. I have it set to give me all Nature Incarnate stuff at the start of the game. Transformative Sacrifice. Free minor powers. This power Finder wants. Defend 3. We don't have a big Ravage here. This is actually really good. Next turn. Plague Ships. We didn't see that yet. 1 fear, add 4 disease among coastal lands other than target land. That's pretty good actually too, because we are looking at a big build on the coast here. Does anyone have Destroyed Presence? Yes, because of the earlier Ravages, but just 1. I'm excited about Transformative Sacrifice though. And actually, if we use Exaltation of Grasping Roots, we can threshold it. Is that a good idea? Maybe. Finder could get 3 free minor powers. Yeah. Echoes is pretty good for Finder to have, but Finder's not going to have it. I feel like Transformative Sacrifice isn't the right play, but it's the fun play, so I'm going to click on it. I have to discard a card with fire. Yeah, so I'm going to play these 2 cards, and we're not going to do Terrifying Rampage. We're going to do something else. So we're gonna play a new game. Okay, so I could actually use this on myself, but I want to use it on Finder because Finder is going to have a whole bunch of innates get unlocked by this. And I'm sure we can solve this land just by unlocking ley paths, right? So we just removed 3 other presents, and we get 1 from our tracks, which is going to include an element. So it seems like it's going to be good. So where do you want to go? Sacred Site? Or you could put somewhere, anywhere that Finder is. I guess like just down here, and hopefully we get an encompassing word. Might be what we're looking for here. Pretty perfect card to have here. Exaltation with Transform Sacrifice. Actually, Transform Sacrifice is very good to use on this spirit because you can remove the Incarnate and then you can just put it back. So it counts. But we want to use it on Finder because I think Finder is very likely to get a big benefit from it. So, transform! I think we're going to take basically everything. Let's keep the one here in the jungle, I think. And I get 1 for my tracks. I think taking air means I just need a sun and a moon. I think air is the right call here. I could take an any, actually. Any's kind of smart. Let's take an any. Yeah. And I can say not now, and I can see what I get. Like, oh, 9 root betters. Not useful. Come on. Ooh, perfect elements. That just unlocks all of our innates right now. Dragon Tail of Woods doesn't do anything. Call to Guard is awesome. Good elements too. So I could take a plant and get another. Yeah, plant makes sense here, right? If I want another isolate. This doesn't even say defend 0 or defend 1. That's fine. We can push the guys away. That's good for next turn. We're going to reclaim, so we did pretty alright. We didn't get any water, but so we could actually defend this instead because we have Call to Guard, and there's no other Ravage, so let's do that. So let's grab some Dahan that aren't doing anything, like these guys. Oh, I'm actually short. I don't... Oh, no, I'm not short because I have a Dahan here. Boop, boop. Finder, doing Finder things. Don't worry about that. Whee! Please don't have +1 damage. This is just too fair. I guess we can defend. There are cards that say Ravage in the land with the most invaders or whatever. So maybe we use it there. Also, I have +1 range. I keep forgetting that. We can clear out this land so they don't build there. Maybe throw everything in this land. I would love to throw them into the Badlands. This round's down, so I don't get to push everything, but I get to push 2. They're actually not. They are going to build in over here. It's kind of gross. I can't do anything about that. I could, yeah, I think just like make them have less in here. You're still going to end up having the same amount of stuff. You're going to have a town in the city, but maybe the fear card lets us grab that or something like that. And if we isolate this, they don't build. Right? So that's something. Actually, if we isolate this, they don't build. And they don't build there. I think. Yeah, that stops the build here too. So I think that's better. Just England stuff, right? And the Incarnate can just hang out. We could put it over here, but if Sacred Sites Under Threat worked right, then it might be good to put it there, but it's fine there. Let's leave it there, and we'll go stomping on the coast. Most likely. Overconfidence. Well, fine. Take my fear card. Throw it away. Add beast in a land adjacent to beast. I don't want to destroy Dahan. I want to put the beast in here. Aw. My Dahan. Oh, I got defend 8 there now, so. Let's clear out our adjacency. A reminder. Oh yeah, just defend. Cool. Remember to take the plant. I forgot to take the plant. Whoops. Oh well. I don't think that made a big difference. I think we isolated where we needed to. Click a board to build on land. Don't really matters. Maybe I didn't take the element because maybe I needed it for the event. No, I just forgot. I should have taken it. Well, now I can take it. Yeah. Push up to 2 towns. Holy moly. What's in here? 17 damage. Here we got the second level of this. I have a Badlands in here. I can do 8 and 8. Not quite enough. But we could push 2 towns away. Or do Bold's Allure. Oh, these are rough. We could also smash stomp in separate lands. What if we just... Oh no, I need to... I can't smash stomp there. I can't smash stomp where I want. I have to do it here. And probably down here where there's blight, just to make sure. I can't smash stomp everywhere I want because my Incarnate has to be there. I think here's good because I'm going to want to go over here. And I can defend that probably. I love being able to use that twice. That makes that's a big reason to take this earlier. Add wilds in lands. Why is there still a guy here? England. I guess I could have isolated that if I remembered my plant. I don't really want to put stuff in the mountains. I guess this is building a city anyways, so we can Doesn't actually stop builds, but it makes things a little less. Stops this ravage. And we could stop a city by pushing these guys back into here. We could, yeah, I think we do this. Stop that ravage because it's going to be a cascade. And we add wilds in places we don't want them to come back to. But it's England, so wilds doesn't solve everything. But all right. 12 cards. Transformative sacrifice, everybody. And I get one more for 13. An evenly odd 13. Sky stretches to shore. Scour the land. Scour the land is tempting. If I could use it fast. Can I use it fast? I can play 3 cards. I need a sacred site. It's not even enough. It doesn't do everything. There's still a bunch of stuff there. It would work like here, but then they build anyway. I guess I would use it slow. But they would have a city that, yeah, it doesn't do the right thing. Sky stretches is pretty great. Let's see what you are doing, because you're reclaiming. Do you want to transformative sacrifice yourself? Maybe. You have a lot of presence around. We can threshold it for an earth. Also seems like the fun play as well. And we would have had elusive ambushes. We would have wanted, but we didn't. Now we don't. Well, if I'm gonna pick a card, it might be this. Okay. Do we just do this again? It's pretty rad. We're gonna get full stomp. I would love to be in here for stomp and be in here for stomp. I can stomp fast. Oh. I could stomp fast. Could stomp here fast. It's very exciting. I don't think it's even enough though. It's what? 6 damage twice, and there's 17 there. It's not even close. 7 damage twice here would be enough. I think we're losing the battle on the coast here. Probably we get a miner to deal with this. And the rest, like, we're gonna remove these presences because they're gonna get lost. So I think Sky Stretches is a strong pick, generally, so let's grab it and try to figure out what my powers are here, because they're so tiny. We can do this. Guardian Serpents? Okay. Guardian Serpents definitely solves that. We could... We don't have a move presence. We have unlimited range. Call to guard. Wondering if Traveler's Boon does something with the Incarna. It might not work. I don't know if it works. Problem is the Incarna is in a space where it doesn't do anything now. I guess what I could do is transform the Incarna and then put it down in this land. Or this land. I only get to use it once, though. Oh no, I would still get to use it twice. I only get to move it once. So in a land where using it twice does something. So here. So if we transform the Incarna, plop it down here, remove that presence 2, and maybe this one, that's 3. Put the Incarna back here. Almost we got all this horrible stuff happening and we're not anywhere near it anymore, but maybe Finder helps us with that. Guardian Serpents take care of that for sure. We're so poor. Sky Stretches. We use Stomp Fast. And finally, something with great elements. We never got to use Portents because we didn't have a Sacred Site. Something free with moon and air, right? I have an any, so it doesn't have to have all those things. Is there a world where Call to Guard does something? If I take Call to Guard, there's just not enough to haunt, right? What about Circuitous and Wending Journey? We can grab the water. That would let us push these guys away so it doesn't ravage there. Potentially. That's fine. Or, yeah, I think that's fine. And let's take a water for the other. Not ideal, but fine. Fine. Okay, I think we don't have to choose anything of these. We can do Transformative Sacrifice first. Because we can decide on what we're doing with everything else after that. OMG. Click that. Do I want to take this one? I think I want to take this one. But to add my Incarna back, it has to be at a place where at a sacred site, right? Oh, it has to be at a sacred site. That's not great. Okay, well, I can always add it here and then stomp and then move it here. Maybe we don't need... Oh, but then I can defend with Guardian Servants there. Okay, that works. Okay, let's do that. So that I can't remove... I could remove this one, I think. But I kind of want to... If I have a range 0 full power, I don't want that. But if I have range... I need this for range 1 powers. Okay. We have +3 range to the coastal lands, so... Yeah, we do need to keep a sacred site for adding our thing back. And as soon as I click here, we reveal new information. So I think we take the earth element. Maybe we don't get earth in our draw here, so. Oh, we did get earth. Mesmerized tranquility. Okay. Constant currents. Okay. Fire in the sky. Sweet. Treacherous waterways. Whatever. We got full. Innate. So I want to put you on a sacred site. Full stomp. And I want to do this. And I want to... Is there any way I can get more guys? Push to an adjacent coastal land. Oh, I have range. Yeah. Push you here. Oh, I can do both, right? Both push and move. Go here. And I can bring Dahan, but they're gonna get killed by... They're not gonna get totally killed. So bring 2. I have to be careful of my smashing because I do 2 damage to Dahan and there's Badlands. What if... Yeah, I don't actually need the final stomp level for this land, but I think I want it for that land. Let's see how this works. I want more Dahan in here because I think they're going to actually do something. And somehow I thought I was going to get to go in there, but I don't get to go in there. Right, because I can't use that twice. Hang on. I can just defend this. Let's go back. I can just defend this with Guardian Serpents here, right? I don't need to be here. I can get my thing in here. Oh, then I can't use it. It's not working how I want. I think it's still fine. I can make it work with defense and stuff like that. I wanted to stomp here, but I think it doesn't work because I have to use it twice. And then it doesn't work. Well, at least we get a guy come from here. Let's see if it works out. I think I didn't quite do all the math exactly, or figure out exactly how I want to do things. That's fine. We want to smash, stomp, and flatten. Does this work on? Do anything else? Do anything? No. We can also move more stuff. I can move guys out of here into Stompy Land. We were gonna not have them go there, but what if they... This is 8 damage if I mesmerize it. Only 3 damage. And if I strife the city, then it's only 1 damage. Oh ho ho! Okay. Things are happening. Yeah, the more I stomp, the more it doesn't matter. Because I want my thing to be over here. But it's not over there. I could push the Incarnate with this. So I could just like defend that now. But I guess I'm just gonna stop it. I don't know. I'm not doing everything exactly right, I guess. All right. Those are at least solved. This is going to be Blight. Unless I want to send my... I mean, it's still going to be Blight, but I can send my presence away. Can't reach that. I could add wilds, I guess. I definitely want to do this so they don't build and ravage there. So this is... Just wondering, I mean, it makes sense. You only one sacred site. We're going to defend. Okay, so we'll add the beast. I could save my presence with lay paths, basically. Is that worth a blight? Because they're then going to blight in both lands. I think we just lose the presence. We just pile them all up into this land. Oh yeah, England. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, that's less good, isn't it? There's a lot in there. There's 5 buildings. So maybe I do save my presence. Oh, it's just, no, I think I do this. You go in there. We're getting the 1 blight. We could isolate there so they don't build. We could isolate a mountain. Isolating a mountain's not bad. I build there too. Have 1 less thing ravaging next turn. I could actually push... I get a fear from this. I might as well use it. I can get another Dahan in there. And add a wild somewhere. Alright. Full actions add +1 floor. Okay. Add beast. Let's add a beast. The monsters. Where there's going to be a guy there. And we'll add it here in the mountains. Gather 1 or 2. We can gather into these mountains where bad things are going to happen. Can get a defend in there, hopefully. I guess I don't love these options because I don't want their... Take this Dahan, I guess. Leave the other one there. I want the Dahan to do things for me. In a land, matching a ravage card, 1 damage. One damage. Coming right up. Yeah. Finder has 1 presence on the board. It's not exactly Finder's favorite situation. Gotta be adding some more presents, I guess. We only have 1 cascade in this mountain ravage, at least. And they're not doing high immigration anymore. I'm ignoring range, so I can push half of those guys. Might be a good idea. This land is at 6 buildings. That's kind of terrifying. Can add wilds. There's 1 choice for Finder. Actually, the wilds worked. They don't build here. If I push these cities back. The land's not actually solved because of everything. I could deal with that ravage. Would kind of love for them to not build in this double-blighted land. So what if you two go in here? And we can Blazing Intimidation. We get double presence add and play 3 cards. That's the ravage. We definitely solve that ravage. And we add 3 blight. I mean, potentially, you've got stuff you could do. We have, like, Call to Guard stuff. We could probably play 4 cards, actually. We definitely have to not let them build in this land. We have a defend 3 we could put there. I think it's add presence to any land. Protect these 2 Dahan. Do we still have that card? Destroy 2 fewer Dahan. So if we did that, and how do we make this land not lose the game? In the fast phase, oh, we buy innate power. But we can't reach that land. We go over there. We cannot reach. I guess you could reach. You could push some guys. What if we did that? You do that. And why is your thing so far away from everything? I guess they're going to be building stuff, then we can stop it. Let's make this a sacred site over here. We can Blazing Intimidation and send 2 towns away from here. Spread them out. Terrifying Rampage solves this. Urging Lahar starts working on some of this stuff. In which case, what's the range on this one? I don't have to be that close. It could be here, even 2 away. I don't have to actually be in the danger zone. I do like, maybe if I go here, I can stop them building a city by pushing that away. Altegard. It's either Cultigard or, I mean, Cultigard is cheaper and has better elements, so. And I want Offer Passage to save these guys. And what else was I playing? Just something to unlock this. Why was I playing that? I don't need that anymore. I mean, this is blighting, but we're letting the Dahan hit back. This is obviously just whatever. I guess moving stuff out of trouble spots, really. Gold Zalur. Something with moon, I guess. With moon and water, I can get more isolate. We want Traveler's Boon anywhere. We could move the Incarnate with that. So we hit here with the Incarnate, move the Incarnate here. Pretty good. Oh, the Incarnate, this has to be fast though. Doesn't quite do that. I don't really want Traveler's Boon is the thing. If I play Dark and Tangled Woods, I don't need Cultigard. So maybe we play something different. What if we just play this? Importance. I would need sun and air then. I'd do that instead. How does that work? Then I take an air with my any. So I would push this guy into here. Okay, I think we have something happening. Got that. Defend here. I actually combine Cultigard with this to defend an extra 5 somewhere, but I think it's still like not enough. It's 12 damage. And we have this that I guess we stop a build with or something. Be nice to get in there, actually. That's not looking good. We can, I guess, hit this land. Yeah, you were gonna send stuff up here. Just make it less crowded, England-wise. We send you guys somewhere to get killed. Doesn't really matter where. I guess this place has bad lands, so we'll pick there. Then if we close the ways in these two lands, they don't build in those wetlands, right? So that seems good. Okay. And we have an Incarnate move if we want, but we'll use that later. Each board is exactly one coastal city. This one has 0 and this one has 3. They skip ravage actions and lands with strife. Hey, that saves a blight. Choose a land with town and Dahan. Push 1 town per 2 Dahan. That only does something right there. Not actually going to push anything here. But here they do push. Oh, wait, what? No. Because of the isolate, they want to go. Actually, it's fine because I can ignore the town and explode. That's fine. It's like, oh my gosh. It automatically did that because of the isolate, but I'm okay with it. Gather up to 3, explore a town from a single land into a land with 2 or more invaders. That's actually pretty cool. Stops the city back here. This is a Nature Incarnate for your card. This is, the first one, this was last game, it didn't work right. We can't totally stop builds because of England, but we can stop cities and we can do things like that. Actually get everything to go into here from this blighted land. Kind of tempted. Oh, we can actually stop them building in this specific land. So even though I'm there for stomping. Oh no, I can't bring them into there. Any other effects going on? They don't ravage in lands with strife. Just make them have less in this wetland here. They're still going to build a town, but then they'll just be a town instead of a bunch of guys. And I think I'll have to get these guys here, so similar situation. No ravage. No blight. Here is a blight. Hang on, let's sort out the ones that aren't going to blight first. Okay. Downward spiral again. That. City. Click a board to build, doesn't matter. Game is going long. Alright, we have some bad jungles up there. This jungle's fine. And we have some lands that have a lot. This has 5. This has 4 now. This has 6. They're gonna build and make us lose the game. Not careful. Alright, I think we can kill everything here. Unless I want... I can send these guys here. And then stop them. Too many guys? Yeah, I think we leave one. Okay. Let's go to one land to our land. Okay. We can leave one. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, because I want to use Surging Lahar somewhere else. Like here. Here gives me the Badlands, so. Is there a town in there? I think so. Hiding. And I can move my thing to a sacred site, which is really helpful when I have a sacred site that's way over there. We can kill some cities. Do we get to kill 2 cities? No. I guess I could have killed 2 cities and left the town, but it's fine. This land needs to be taken care of here because we're gonna lose if they build there. I could hit that with drought. If I'm gonna hit something with drought, that's a pretty good spot. 33 towns, 1 damage to each. I'm not a sunny boy, but I think that's still pretty sweet. We have Sky Stretches. No, it's in our discard pile. Is it? Yeah, it's in our discard pile. So that's awkward. I wish Finder had a reclaim 1. I'm sure we could just move them around instead. We have a Ravage that's pretty minimal. 2 Blights. I think this is a reclaim. I don't know that we're going to do Transformative Sacrifice anymore. We used up a lot of presents. We have a million cards. I'd look for a different major power, though. We forget that one. OMG, it's more major powers from Nature Incarnate. I can't afford them. Well, Bargain of Coursing Paths. 1 energy now, or 1 presence now, -1 energy per turn. This is the one that lets you basically mark lands and move stuff out of them when they get added, which is pretty cool. Has to have 2 Dahan there, though. Bombard with boulders and stinging seeds. This does fear, damage, and blight. It's not blight. Badlands or wilds. Has to be range 2 from a mountain jungle with presence. So that's a cool card. It's slow though. Exaltation of Incandescent Sky is really cool. Play a power card by paying its cost. Make up to 2 powers fast. Do 3 damage to one of their lands. If I could afford this, I would definitely click it, but I cannot. That would be really good. It would be really, really good. And Ravaged Undergrowth we saw before too. Replacing Blight. None of these are the best for me. Bombard is pretty solid damage. I think that's what I take. I still don't have a lot of energy, and I don't think we're going to get to play this a whole lot. What do we do? Do you reclaim just to get sky stretches? I don't want to do that. Surely we can just push a whole bunch of them around. So maybe we deal with other stuff in other ways. I don't really have a whole... I can use this to solve this. I mean, I can probably threshold that. If I play another plant, I need 2 plants. I don't have 2 plants. I always like playing this. If I play 1 fire plant, then I'm good. Spend all our energy, get more next turn. Blazing Intimidation lets us help clear this land out as well. Stops the city here. And we just like smash, smash, smash. We try to smash as much as we can. So that's pretty solid. I could even not play this, but I don't hit the last threshold anyway, so let's just play it. It's a good card. Okay. Smashy, smashy, smashy. So then what? We have 1 blight coming in. I'm sure we can stop if we want. We have Finder Guard at major power. We have a million things to forget. We have 4 energy, lots of 0 cost cards. Potentially 2 more energy. We got Rumbling Earthquakes. Holy moly. Right, Rumbling Earthquakes here. And can we have 4 Earth? I think so. That seems awesome. I'm going to click that. So actually, Inspire the Release is really good for Binder because it removes invaders instead of destroying them. So I don't have to pay responsibilities to the dead. There aren't a lot of Dahan around, but I could make there be Dahan around. Are we able to threshold this? I really want to do Rumbling Earthquakes. I'm clicking that. I'm forgetting a card. I need to make a Sacred Site. I need +2 energy. I need all these things. I need exactly to do these things, and I need to click my free cards with Earth on them. Cultic Guard takes care of this, so I like that. And Gold's Allure or Gnawing Root Biters. That's Strife. Without extra energy for responsibilities, that's 2 presence lost. Oh yeah. But I get to do 18 damage. Have you considered that? Have you considered that? I have 3 presents. I can destroy 2 of them. That's going to be fine. The earthquakes must rumble. And maybe I get an energy from the event. That's possible. Unlikely. Can you give me energy? I don't think so. We're going to do it. We're gonna call the guard here. Oh, I have to destroy presents for the blight card. Oh man. Man. Oh. That means it's not gonna work. I'm gonna lose the game if I play the power. Undo. Undo. There's no way for me to get 1 energy. Can you please give me 1 energy? You don't have that. Sadness. Okay. We could do this. We could probably threshold it too, but that thing is, like, they are doing things in the lands we want to hit. I guess we could use it here. But I need to deal with these jungles. This actually does take care of the jungles quite a bit, so... I don't have to put presents there. It's cheaper. I need animal, sun, water. I don't know that I can threshold it easily. I need 2 sun and 2 water and an animal. And they don't come together on these cards. They do on this card. I don't think I can threshold it. Let's play around. I don't even need... This gives me a sun. I think I need the energy more than anything to play different cards. Let's just suppose I do this. Let's see if I can click things to get the elements. Because the elements I need are all on different cards. Except for 1 card that has 2 things on it. Yeah. Like this. So I'm good on animal. I need sun and 2 water, and I can only play... Yeah. I mean, I don't need the threshold. I'm probably going to use it here and bring 1,000,000 to Han. So... Except my moving 1,000,000 to Han card is in here. But we can figure stuff out. So... Let's say we click this. And say we click Call to Guard to deal with that land. And we use this to move all of these 4 to Han here. Is the Incarnate token vertical? It sure is. This moves 4 to Han. And then we gather 2 more, and we can gather from here too because of Open the Ways. So we do have to, yeah, move a couple of, but you're helping with that. I think this works. Also, I can push 1 from one of my lands right now, which I can do. I think I want to open the way, so I want to be in here. Let's push town over here. maybe over here. All right, so now they're not, I mean, there's still events that can do bad things, but I call the guard. Fire in the sky. I mean, Blazing Intimidation I did do for that. Maybe we don't need to do that. Maybe we stop a city build here. We just put more in here and we stomp a lot more with the Badlands. Oh, I can't put it there because my thing is there. What would I play instead of Blazing? I think I clicked that because I wanted more elements. It was a fire plant card. Yeah, I mean, I clicked it for reasons, so that's fine. Is there something else we would like to push? I mean, I can push them over here. That seems fine. You Dahan friends. Oh, the land. Okay, the land had to have Dahan in the first place, so I need to go back and work all the guard here. Sorry. I could bring this one guy, but they're gonna build anyway. Unless I isolate it. Yeah, it's actually not a bad isolate. But think of how much invader health I'm removing. A lot. It's a lot. I want to push one more town just in case they get an event build or something. Actually stop this build. What do we think about that? If we lose to the event, we lose to the event. Alright, we got no blight, in theory. And then we're not losing to the build, in theory. There's no more escalation, so. And I have an element. Does it do anything? I get another isolate. Sure. We could isolate this in case we get a fear card that moves the guy away. That seems okay to me. You have to destroy a presence, which ruins my whole earthquake plan. So I'm probably just going to stomp twice here, so I could just return my Incarnate, right? I wasn't going to move it anyways. I was just going to double stomp, so let's do that. And destroy a presence. Ugh. Guess here. I want to have spread out more. Add blight to a coastal land. We're on Blighted Island now. We're going to be pushing beast and dealing damage. That's pretty cool. And defend one per Dahan. They didn't. We're just adding blight to coastal land. Without drawing presence. Fine. Ooh, I could have put. Oh, the thing. But I would have to. What if I destroy presents for you? Are you okay with that? I think you're okay with that. I could stop this build. What if we destroy these two presents? I still want to have range to back here, right? And this land has better range. We add Blight there. And then this, one of these beasties. Can pop in here and stop the build. And this is doing a bit less, but we can like kill a town here. It's pretty good. All right. Fear card. 1 fear per board with both invaders and Dahan. And Dahan at Demon 3, -6 damage to Dahan. Cool. I've got another fear card. Choose land with Beast Strife. Dahan, downgrade 1 there, or skip the next build action there. Spicy. I think we could. This land has a lot going on, right? We can downgrade a town. Get away from the loss condition. Into that. And we could skip the build in one of these lands. I think this one. Look at that. They weren't even gonna get the loss condition. I don't think we care about the adjacencies now. Go, Dahan, go! Ah, you're exploring the jungle, you think? Okay. So, there's 16 invader health here, so we need to remove 18 invader health. So we need 6 Dahan, which we can easily get without even getting guys from over here, but we may as well get them from here because leave them in the mountain there. So let's hook up these 2 lands. Bring you. Oh, actually, that's 7, right? Let's leave 1 back here. You and you. And we don't have any pushes or anything left, so we just remove everybody. Maybe there should be a button to remove all. That would be nice. I'm going to make a card. Inspire, release, good. Button to remove all invaders. Less clicky click. Oh, stream's already an hour over. This has been a complicated game. Someone said I should play Finder. That's alright. I'm getting hungry though. Repairing attachments. I think we're nearly winning. Let's see. We're taking care of these jungles pretty hard, so. All right. The last two guys. Look at that. They're not even dead. They're just inspired to go home. I love that for them. Okay. I don't know that. I think, do I kill all of these just by repeating this? Let's see. I don't want to do the math. I just want to click. Because I could use Surging Lahar somewhere else. That's the case. I think I'm short. I like when he jumps around automatically. I'm still short. I mean, not that short, but a little short. Short by, like, exactly enough damage. Not exactly, but... Alright, so let's... do that. I love the automatic jumping around when there's lots of explorers. Kind of fun. Jump, jump, jump. Jump, 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 jump. Oh, that's satisfying. Look at these Dahan all in a line. Not exactly in a line, but like a sort of natural formation. Look at those jungles. The jungles are completely wiped out. They're still going to try to build in a couple of them. 3 of them. But that's pretty nice. That's why I said I think we're winning. So we do have these big mountains to deal with, but we can get stomping. Maybe Finder can help me get over there. I want to be stomping here. Is that something you can help me with, Finder? With this? Yes. Because I can't get there on my own, right? I can use this, but if I use it twice, I don't get to use my innate power. So we want to use Traveler's Boon and get the stomping going here, which means just like play a bunch of powers, but also this is trouble. So we need to be figuring that out too, and maybe Finder can help with that. So if we add presence range 1, +1 card play, and just play all our cards, that's probably going to be something, right? Do I want... I get to move presence too, so I could just move presence in there. So what if we go in here and then we do a move to get closer to this stuff? This gets me the Incarnate into my land. And this lets me clear out some of this stuff. Notice Gold's Allure. We clear out one of these lands and we try to solve the other one, I guess. So, and then I guess we have Gnawing Root Biters as well, but Portents gets us... Actually, we get to repeat that power. We do this. That's kind of neat. I get to move this. Yeah, I get to move it far. Interesting. And I can push something from one of my lands, which is not going to actually do anything because they're just going to replace it. But I guess I could push something here and defend it. Do I have a defend? Not really. We have this, but I'm not actually like with Dahan or anything. We could use a bunch of complicated machinations to try to do that, but it doesn't seem to make much sense. What if I found a card with air? Or I could place 2 presents and play 4 cards. What if we just play 4 cards? I think that seems like a good idea. So let's do Sacred Site. I don't know that all my 4 cards actually do enough. I could take the elements instead. What if I take that 3, 4 plant, 5 fire? That's maybe better. Let's get presents closer to this. Actually, maybe closer to this. I'm going to have my Incarnate there, but... I have a Sacred Site there already. Let's go here. It's hiding behind the Incarnate, but it's there. All right. I need to play 3 fire cards to get my Super Smash Bros. We can push this guy, and then we can isolate it and it won't build. We have a drought. Exciting. There's a lot of blight around, though. I don't know if I want to... I mean, it's probably worth taking it a presence. To do that. I don't think I need to do it, though, right? I can just use this for the Dahan pushing. Or I mean, I don't need it. I don't need the super top level. I get to repeat it. What if I play the boulders instead? It adds Badlands, right? I like that. Let's do that. I have no Sacred Site. That is a true fact. What if I made a Sacred Site? I think I can make a Sacred Site. Oh, actually, I think what I did was okay, but... I took the move presence. We can have our Sacred Site in here, because I can move presence either from there or from there. They're just as close to this, though. I think I'd rather have Portents of Disaster for all the elements anyways, so... And I didn't push a building, but honestly, I don't want to. I just want to blow them up. There's only 4 there. Should be fine. This is range 1, Mountain Wetlands. Oh, I'm not there yet. Okay. The next time an invader's destroyed. That's going to happen here later. Okay. guess I could have put a presence down where I wanted them to get moved, where I wanted to move an invader. I don't think there was a place where I could do that, though. Mainly, I just want to move the Incarnate. Oh, well. Ooh. No, let me click the Incarnate. You better let me do the thing. Traveler's Boon. Traveler's Boon, let me click the Incarnate. No! Okay. Jason, fix this one right now. Traveler's Boon doesn't let me move Incarnate. Feels bad, man. You know, there's actually a workaround here because I can move my sacred site and then I can use my thing once to get my Incarnate there. So it's okay. It's gonna work out. In development. Thank you for the finder suggestion. We found this bug. Ugh. Sorry, I had to stretch. Sitting here for 3 hours now. But I think we're near the end. So if I move 2 presents, I'll have a sacred site there. So let's do that. I can bring a beast. Sure. Actually, they're going to build there, but they're not going to build in the other one. So let's slightly adjust that. By bringing a beast. I want to keep that sacred site down there. And then now my Incarnate can move over there easily. So we're still going to have to destroy a presence, huh? Maybe I do end up destroying that presence. Also, these guys are all going to build because of stupid England. One thing I wanted to do was push these guys, but not really able to do that. This isn't doing a whole lot, pushing up to half. Is it? I can push Dahan. Is Dahan going to do anything, though? No? Oh, now I can do this. At least. You come in here. And then now you don't build there. I just... Actually, if I isolate this, that stops more builds. This is the thing that's causing the trouble. And if I isolate this, that stops a build. And then, I don't know. I'd like these Dahan to be somewhere useful. So that's probably something I can do. We're not killing the Dahan, so maybe I put them in here in case anything's left. I think putting them in this mountain, though, is pretty useful. Let's make these adjacent anyway. Put maybe like this. 2 in each. Oh, and here I'm repeating it, so I get to change my adjacency if I want. And I mean, I could push these invaders out, but actually I don't want to do that. Send more Dahan places. Let's put Dahan here. Maybe they remove the blight or do something. Maybe coastal Dahan do damage with the fear card or whatever. Destroying my presence. Oh yeah, again we can destroy the Incarnate and add it here. Now that we have a sacred site there. Tricks. I don't need my sacred site anymore. I'm going to reclaim. I don't have a lot of powers that depend on sacred sites, so I think I'd rather have presence in more places. Ooh, power fades. Luckily, I have a lot of powers that I can forget. Or remove from the game. All right. You are going to forget 2 powers. Root biters. And what's coming up? We might need a bit of defend, but defend in sacred sites. A bit less so. Great Guardian Serpents. And probably want to forget 2 powers as well. We could remove a blight from the card. I think we're fine. Add disease. Ooh, free energy. Civil unrest adds strife. An invader not matching a ravage card. Let's just clear our adjacency. Oh, we can strife up one of these places. Hey, we killed the thing because of the Badlands. There was no ravage. Well, there was, but no invaders in jungles. We only built in 1, after all. They're still coming back to the jungle. These English are not giving up. There are no valid target lands within range. That is a true statement. Come back. Incarnate friend. Do I want more Badlands here? Is this going to work? How much is here? 18 damage. So we need to do 9 and 9. But I'm doing not enough. I think we add the Badlands here. Kill as much as we can. And then we auto stomp as many explorers as we can. Push you. Here. Stop. Auto stomp. That's so good. There's still 3 guys left there. But Mesmerizing Tranquility will take care of them. I probably could have just used Mesmerizing with all the explorers there, actually, and use Bombard over here to add Badlands. But they jumped so nicely. Now we're in, like, a gross situation. At least Well, this can go actually over here if we want. Sure. So at least we took care of one of them. All right. How are we doing with winning? One more fear if we can get rid of the last cities. And actually, there's only 2 cities left. Where's my son at? I actually need... Huh. You know what? That city had... Hang on. That city was damaged. I'm going back. We're so close to winning that... I think if we go back before bombard, we can actually do something here. We can kill all the cities here, I think. Actually, I could have sent this city over here. Do I have any fast damage? Or Dahan? You have fast? I mean, we can have fast because we have sky stretches. Okay. I don't think I had to undo that. I want... Is it put? Oh, I thought it's push. Okay, it's push. It's not. Is there some way we can destroy this city? Surely there's a way we can destroy this city. I'm going to send these guys out of here. All right. I think we just have to kill this last city, and we can do it with drought. We reclaim and play drought and go fast. We destroy the city. So I think that's GG. We cascade, but whatever. Doesn't matter. So, claim, get a power, take a major. Oh, we're back to now we have non-nature incarnate. There are 12 majors, right? So we saw them. We saw them all and took some. Sure. We could use that also to win the game. I'm ignoring range this turn, right? I don't have a sacred site, but I could move my presence to make a sacred site. That's another way to win. How many ways do we have to win? Probably a lot. We were going to reclaim. Let's get a major power. These don't do anything. We play the cards with Sun. And we click Finish. So I could dream away for the victory, or we could give the victory to good old Stumpy Turtle, which I think is what we're going to do. So, guy stretches and route. GG. There are no cities left on the island. So this has been a preview of Nature Incarnate, your first look at Ember-Eyed Behemoth. We are going to be showing more content in the weeks to come, as Nature Incarnate first phase is coming out this fall. So stay tuned for that. We'll be posting on our blog all the details of the phases and everything you saw in the presentation earlier. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bit of a long stream, but it was a fun one. And we will see you soon. Bye for now.